So my talk today is entitled Embrace Change. And I know some of you in here don't like that word. Talk to me about that. Change. But we each have the power to consciously shape our experience of change, if we choose. So I'm just going to invite you, can you embrace change as an opportunity for personal growth and transformation?
Yes.
And can you allow maybe being uncomfortable at times?
Yes.
I know this move and signing the lease made me a little bit uncomfortable. And the board too. I mean, we definitely had a little bit of fear, some what ifs. But I was reminded by Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind. He says, nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. So let's think about that, because life is full of uncomfortability. I made that word up. Try to say that. Uncomfortable ability.
Uncomfortable ability.
But birth, think about birth itself is a shift from a warm, nurturing safety to a cold, terrifying chaos. And that's what we call divine discomfort when something's birthed. So life itself is a complicated and magnificent journey. And living is bound to have some challenging times. And maybe, just maybe, there's lessons we can learn from being a little bit uncomfortable. So I think we can recognize our own power and potential for positive transformation when we activate three simple ideas and teaching points that I say: embrace, release, cultivate. Embrace, release, and cultivate. So embrace the change, release limiting beliefs, we've heard that before, and cultivate conscious awareness. I mean, that's what this teaching is all about, really, isn't it? It's kind of basic metaphysics. So we can engage in our affirmative practices, we get support, and then we take inspired action. So in the Science of Mind, the discomfort of change highlights the absolute importance of embracing awareness and possibility thinking, doesn't it? Because otherwise we're stuck. It's a dead end. It's like we can't get anywhere. And positivity thinking is not wishful thinking. It's based in principle. And by aligning our beliefs with the creative power of the universe, we can embrace change and release resistance. Have you ever been resistant to something? So let's affirm, I embrace the power of change.
I embrace the power of change.
And unlock my potential for transformation.
And unlock my potential for transformation.
How does that feel? Can you just put that on? And I always say, if we say an affirmation and the next thought that comes up is like, yeah, well, not me, that's for them. Then you say, I am willing to, because that opens that doorway. So the first is embrace change. So we have to recognize that change is a natural part of life and an opportunity for growth. Nothing stays the same. Nothing. Think about that. That's powerful to remember that. This too shall pass. I've said that many times this year. This too shall pass. Bless our hearts. So can we choose to embrace change with an open mind and a willingness to explore new possibilities? Yes. again, our minds tend to hold on to familiar patterns, even if those patterns don't serve us anymore. So we resist, and then it creates fear, doubt, worry, or clinging to the past. Has anybody ever felt that? Yeah. So I just want you to think about for a moment, how does resistance manifest in your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors when you're faced with a change? Just notice that. How do you do that? And take a breath. So the second idea is releasing limiting beliefs. Because we know, through the study here, that our beliefs are often formed through conditioning and past experiences. And that those influence how we then respond to change. And negative or limiting beliefs are like weeds in a garden. And they can hinder our ability to embrace the new possibility. I wrote a whole book about that, remember? The mind gardening. I should do a talk on that again. So we can identify and release limiting beliefs that hold us back from embracing change. I remember in my studies I learned from, I think it was Emma Curtis Hopkins, that I can say, no, I don't believe in upset. I believe in peace. No, I don't believe in confusion. I believe in clarity. So consider how your beliefs about yourself and the world and the nature of change influence your ability to embrace new experiences. Just notice, notice when you say to yourself, well, it's always been this way. I know none of you ever say that. Or it's just too hard to change. What's the thing they say about a dog?
You can't teach an old dog
new tricks.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Absolute baloney.
Baloney. So can you release that part of you that believes in limitation and separation? Think about it. Because when we do that, in its place rises a remembrance of your infinite self, your power, your potential. And then, of course, we have to cultivate conscious awareness. We develop a practice of mindfulness to observe our thoughts, our emotions, and resistance to change. Becoming conscious of our inner patterns, then we can choose a new experience, a new response. Because I believe that change is an opportunity for self-discovery and spiritual expansion. I mean, the fact that we demonstrated this place to me, this change, is huge. The great Emmett Fox of the Unity tradition said, change is the law of the universe. Without change, the world would not merely remain in a static state, but it would soon become stale and stagnant. Without change, there would be no progress. For change is the essence of betterment. Take a breath with that, those of you that don't like change, please. So, here at the Foothill Center for Spiritual Living and all centers for spiritual living teach about the power of our minds. We don't just talk about what's good for us to do, we practice. And we show you how to put these into action if you desire. Did you know that you can tell your mind what to think? That was like a shock to me when I learned that about 30 years ago. It was like, really? Your individual presence of mind should be operated by you and given strict orders by you. All these orders should be given lovingly and joyfully. If you don't tell your mind what to think, the world is going to keep you confused. Have you noticed? If you don't have your mind operating under strict orders of good and love, the world will just keep your mind upside down and fill your mind with all kinds of ideas. So we have to learn program our own mind. Pay attention. Because there's many voices in the world right now telling us, right? Have you noticed that? So there's an old saying, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Let's say that.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Never let any thought or idea take up residence in your mind unless, first of all, you choose it and examine it to have that idea in your mind. And don't let other people tell you what to think. Choose you this day who you shall serve. There's a story told of the Buddha and an angry man. And the man came up to the Buddha and hurling insults, full of fury, demanding a fight. But the Buddha stood calm, rooted in stillness. And when the man finally paused for breath, the Buddha said softly, if someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong? Well, the man replied, to the one who offered it. Exactly, said the Buddha. So it is with your anger. I do not accept it. It remains yours. That's deep wisdom, isn't it? So what are the good things we can generally agree on that we can tell our minds to think? Health, happiness, success, love, peace, prosperity. Repeat these words with me. Health.
Health.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Success.
Success.
Love.
Love.
Peace.
Peace.
Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Health.
Health.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Success.
Love. Peace. Prosperity.
So tell your mind to think those things often. You're planting seeds. You're planting seeds. Because that's good, sacred medicine, isn't it? And Florence Scoville Shinn, that's a mouthful too. She was a metaphysical teacher in the 20s. She said, the law of the word, only speak what you wish to see.
Yeah.
Whatever you speak, the law obeys. Yeah. Learn to use your word as law, not as commentary. And the law of assumption. Walk in the vibration of already done. Feel the good before it arrives. I know those of you that have been studying this know this, but it's good to hear it again sometimes. So remember, as we want to embrace change, we're not trying to get a God up in the sky to do something. You know that's not true. We're getting it together in our own minds, in our own psyche. Because you are the only person you have to convince. All you need to do to get what you want is convince yourself of it. If you can convince yourself of it in your own mind, of the reality of what it is you want, and know that it's yours by divine birthright, it has to come to you. Because it's the law. Yeah. I fought the law and the law won. So if you're here today and you're not experiencing happiness, success, health, love, peace, or prosperity as you would like to, remember, you're not trying to convince God to heal you. All you have to do is convince yourself in your own mind that you already have that. Call forth what's called the divine pattern of perfection within you, because it's already there. This is basic mind science. It's metaphysics 101. And I know we're all doing the best we can. We're all struggling with something in our lives or having something that bumps us in the night. Even in the Bible, Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, convince yourself of the reality of change and embrace that change. And when you convince yourself of the reality of change, then that change has to take place. I welcome a change for good in my life. Let's say that.
I welcome a change for good in my life.
And for each of us, that's different. Every morning, I invite you to declare that, affirm that, stand and affirm it. I welcome a change for good in my life. And you know exactly what that is. And it takes practice to change our thinking, change our life. But you will recognize your own power and potential for transformation. I guarantee it when you embrace change, release those beliefs that are limiting, and cultivate conscious awareness. Or I'll give you your money back. So anchor in these eternal truths. Even in the apparent absence of wholeness, there is wholeness. Even in the apparent absence of right action, there is right action. And even in the apparent absence of love, there is and always will be love. Are you in?
Yes.
Say I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm really, really in.
I'm really, really in.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Let's do a prayer around that. Take a breath with me. And allow yourself to simply be present in this perfect moment of now, as I recognize the absolute magnificence of the one and only Creator, God, Spirit, Source, the Beloved, the Divine. So many names, one power, one presence, one infinite loving Source, one heart beating, one energy flowing in through everything and everyone, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. How good it is to know that we are each connected in this consciousness of good right now. That we are open and receptive to a shift, a change, an expansion, whatever it is that we desire. That we know it is already here. That we accept. And we rise above any fear, doubt, and worry. And open to that greater good. And let go of what doesn't serve us. Just let it go. So I'm grateful to hold for this community that feeling of expansion, love, harmony, and peace. Whatever that looks like for you, that it is already happening now. I know this to be true. And I am grateful for each of you showing up and saying yes. And so it is with joy in my heart that I simply release my word into the law, knowing that it is already happening. With faith, confidence, and trust, I let it go, and I let God do God's work. I let God flow in, through, and as each of us. And it is done right now, right now, right now. And join me in affirming.
And so it is.
Let's welcome Mary Ann and Pat.